What's up guys, welcome back to another video, another Friday Archives. Yes, this is 2 weeks straight. I'm pretty sure that within the Apple iMac G5 I have here, I probably have about 4 weeks of videos that I can do with these archives before I even get into the mini DV tapes. And not even to mention, I have these other tapes that are like, they're about this big and they go inside of an actual VHS tape and that's how you play them on a VCR. I probably have like 10 or 12 of those. I would love to see those clips. So if you guys have any recommendations on how to pull those clips off of that type of a camera or how I'd actually upload and put them on my MacBook, let me know in the comments below. But as for last week's video, you guys left me so many positive comments letting me know how much you liked it, how nostalgic it made you feel, and talking about how you guys were looking for photos and videos of your old bike setups and different tricks that you used to do, and how it motivated you guys to be able to kind of reach in your own archives to be able to show your family or even just hold on to something like an old memory like that. So I'm really happy that this series is able to make you go back in time in your own life and kind of look back on the way you used to ride, or maybe your old setups, or just your friends. Just reconnecting with your old friends is definitely a big plus. So in today's video, it's not gonna be any different than last week's video. I'm basically gonna be doing a reaction / storytelling about different sections of the clips that you're about to see. These clips are already pre-edited that I dragged from my iMac G5 to my MacBook Pro, and the only differences is I'm gonna be kind of just bringing down the volume a little bit because last time I got in a little bit of YouTube trouble because some background music was playing and yeah, they heard it and just, yeah, muted my entire video. So we're not gonna have that happen today. But before we get started, if you recognize any street spots or skate parks in this video and you've been there, drop a comment below of your experience. If you also recognize the only skate park that is still in existence in this video, put that in the comments below. Let's get started. Oh snap. Good old Hackettstown, Sheet Metal King. My gosh, that place. Local campus right there, University of Delaware. That's when I first started getting into nose wheelies. I don't really do them much, but it's a good feeling. Pause in the video right here. Who recognizes this skate park? And tell me what year it is. My gosh, this is so funny. I used to have a straight cable on here. Look at this. I think that was a 360 manual, I guess, to Fufunu in. We have to watch that again. That was ridiculous. This place doesn't exist anymore. It was in my last video. These skateboarders made this little jersey barrier setup. I mean, super tight and fun. I think we need to make one. I think it'd be a cool video and see what we can do on it. Man, that was a good spot. Oh, the good old Newport. This place was sheet metal as well for a while. My gosh, I missed that setup. That was the best setup. That gap was my favorite setup ever. And back then, that's when the tailwhips were fresh. I never really did them much then. Same thing right here. You jump in and out of the mini ramp. You can actually, we're gonna pause it right here. You can actually see in the background, those steps that go up the back right there, that used to be a half pipe. There was rollerbladers that used to come to the skate park all the time. This is probably the best time for this skate park, believe it or not. I know right now it has like skate light and all that stuff, which is all great, but sheet metal is something rustic about it, and we had so many more options back then. Gonna unpause it, see what we got. Good old Fufunu. My gosh, look at those bars were so small back then. The clothing was so much different. Boxers hanging out. Oh, that one's a fun one. We're gonna pause that and go back to that. So that is called, I still do that to this day. This is called a 180 disaster to 180 land Fufunu and jump in. This actually took me a while to learn and just like really be able to zero in the accuracy for that back wheel on the coping. Gosh, we're gonna have to do some videos with that one again. A Bubica foot jam fakie. I think this was like the beginning stages of my like tech side. That creativity with the filming there, just on the ground, boosting the wall in the court. Little skid. Oh yeah, I remember these days. Whip to whip. That was something that was like not very common, where you could do back-to-back tail whips back then. So yeah, I think I was probably working on this one for a while because it was really hard to just get your feet to be perfect each time. That's the best I can get it. Oh my god, I just noticed something. You go back. Guys, I had the Street PSI. We're gonna slow-mo right here. I had the Street PSI before everyone. Look at that. Straight rim. Straight rim. Look at that. Look at that back foot though. Never even made it on the pedal yet. How funny is that? Oh my gosh. Just right off the ramp. Union Ramp Park. Oh my gosh, I miss this place. That place was so much fun. It was more of a skateboard oriented skate park though. Okay, where am I going with this? Yeah, super slippery too. It was like an ice skating rink. Pretty sure I gave up on that half cab bar though once I finally got this clip. Yeah, I just wanted to get the clip. Yep, my gosh. Yeah, there's John right there in the yellow helmet. We're gonna have to get him in one of these archive videos, get him to explain some footage I have of him. Yeah, so all this is skateboard, super like steep ramps. And not really made for bikes, but it was a lot of fun to go to. It was in Westchester, Pennsylvania. Good old flare. And I ran no pegs at that time. I couldn't make up my mind between like 4 pegs, 3 pegs, 2 pegs, no pegs. Oh my gosh, this is my first ever of this trick. Back it up. That was my first ever alley-oop flare. I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, you could see my friends in the background were just like super shocked that I even landed it. So as I come up, we're gonna go in slow-mo. As I'm coming up, I'm just pulling. I'm pulling back as far as I can. Just for you guys that don't know what an alley-oop is, an alley-oop is where you're carving your backwards direction. You're pulling your back to be able to make your air go backwards. As that's where they come up with the term alley-oop. So if you watch I'm coming around, I come around like what they call a tomahawk. Usually when you do a flare, you want to come around like a corkscrew spiral. I come around and I'm coming real tomahawk like that. And I held on, I thought I was dead. I'm pretty sure I cased like the face of the coping now. Look, the back wheel's right there on the face of the coping, and I somehow, my body positioning there, I somehow survived. And with how slippery this place is, I'm really shocked. And you'll be able to see like people in the background, you're just shocked that I even pulled that too. This one. So I'm pretty sure that this was, if it wasn't the first to be done, we're gonna go back to it. I'm pretty sure I was one of the first people to do the double downside tail whip to tire tap, because it was pretty common to do double whip to taps, like Scotty and Mark Webb and a handful of people were doing double whip taps. And I did one for this video part as well. But then I was like, you know what, man, I'm pretty sure I could do double down whip tap. And you know, back then you could squeak away with doing a crank in it. And that's kind of what I did there to save it. And hey man, take what you can get. This place, oh my gosh. Franklin Mills Mall. This turned into be a couple different skate parks. This place was so much fun though. Bar in the box backwards. I don't think I do that anymore. Superman, the good old Superman. How funny is that? Solid whip air. Oh man. Oh, back at Vans. This was in my previous video too. Different tricks though. Wait a second here. Just to show you that I run pegs on the right side now. The right side is in the side I should. Back then I was riding them on the wrong side, but I just kind of went with it. I am running left side pegs, but I carve to the left. Going up, Fufanu ice pick. And what this does is it sets me up to where I can do the foot jam fakie and make it look like it's supposed to happen. If you have the pegs, let's just say you ride left side pegs, left foot forward, doing a foot jam fakie out of that is really, really hard. So it made it pretty easy for me, and the rollout just looked natural. What is this? Oh, probably one of my first big Abubica sliders. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Throwback, bringing that one back real quick. I need to get back into those. So this worked really well because I had pegs on the left, like I said, so I did lawnmower ice picks a lot on that side. Now I can do them pegless on that side, so I just use like the axle nut. But if you look, I'm pretty sure, I don't know how often I did these after this, but I did the one-hander in there, so it was like legit. Boom, it was like perfect combination. As soon as I popped off it, landed one-hander, came in fakie, rolled out. I'm gonna pause it right here again. I have an idea. What do you guys think of the idea of going over a bunch of archive clips like this and seeing if I can recreate them today? And if they look any different, you think they'll look sketchier? Let me know, comments below. Let's get back into it. What is this? So yeah, that is the 180 disaster to tire tap. Oh my gosh. I remember doing this pretty recently actually with BK. BK and I used to do that Abubica foot jam to Abubica to fakie. Oh, good old Newport setup. That 3 was steezy. No hander, nice. Yeah, I would go back to back to back of this. I'm pretty sure I remember this day too. I couldn't decide what trick I liked and how it looked coming out of the mini more, so I think I did like 3 or 4 different tricks. Yeah, full tail whip. And the next one, same type of dip 3. I love that feeling. Fufanu. Cranking a turn down. We got a slow-mo that. That is a full-on crank. Boom. Past 180, hitting 270. We're back in. What would this last one be? Oh, a Buica. I completely forgot about that one. Oh my god. Good old Woodward footage here. That whole spot doesn't exist anymore. I think that was, I don't even know what that was called. It might have been called the snowplow. Oh my gosh. How I used to start my runs. Funny. I used to love Tech, man, that's for sure. Coming up here, doing the foot jam. No, switch foot jam to Vader. Oh my gosh, I haven't done that one in a while. Those angles again. What am I doing here? This is how I used to self-film back then, I guess. Nice, getting into the fakie whips back then. Oh man, this is one of those overboard because everything's blue. Ruben Wallride to whip there. I think I was riding the Eastern back then. Oh my gosh, I forgot about this clip. Rewind. Rewind. That is a bar spin across the gap to manual to flare, and I'm pretty sure I was brakeless at the time. My cable broke. I used to run these little noodles, brake noodles on the side of my frame, and basically use NARPs. It was like a crazy contraption, and my brakes would always break, unfortunately. So this is a brakeless setup. Cannot believe that. I forgot about this clip. Bar, manual. You just loop out going up there to flare. I mean, listen, the flare wasn't the most glorious, beautiful thing ever, but it was pulled, and oh wow, I'm so stoked on that clip. Oh, I remember this one. This wall slab. People eyeballed this for a long time. Looking back on this now, this is like a 5-foot quarter pipe. No lie, that is about 10 feet back. You saw how much I struggled pulling to get back in on that. Look, yanking back in, barely making it. Man, I loved that setup. Oh, I love this Newport setup. This is one of the best ones too. Truck in to Fufanu to double whip. That was a 3-foot mini. That was like unheard of to really be able to do like double whips on such small ramps back then. So yeah, that's this week's bundle of archives footage. I have a bunch of footage of John on here as well as like some really gnarly falls between him and I that I think we should just do a fall compilation of archive footage here in the near future. If you guys have any comments, let me know in the comments below what your favorite moments were in your passive riding, and I'd love to hear all about your setups. If you guys have any other suggestions for future videos, put them in the comments below. If you guys like this video, drop a like. If you love it, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one.